My name is Margaret Brodkin, and I'm running for the Board of Education. I've been advocating successfully for San Francisco's children for 32 years. I'll bring everything I know and every skill I have to being an effective school board member and working for the best interests of our students, our teachers, our parents, and our public schools.
Margaret Brodkin is the leader of San Francisco's children's movement and is respected as one of the nation's most effective voices for children. The seeds she has planted, institutions she has created, and opportunities for youth and families she has initiated are evident throughout the city. For 26 years, Margaret led the organization Coleman Advocates for Children and Youth as it became a powerhouse for change, moving children's issues from obscurity to a civic priority. When she led the city's Department of Children, Youth, and their Families for 4.5 years, it became a hub of innovation, partnerships, and community engagement. Now, as director of the New Day for Learning project, she is inspiring people throughout the city about the education of the future, where schools are centers of the community, filled with engaging and essential activities and services from morning until evening.
My proudest accomplishment as a leader is the creation of the San Francisco Children's Fund, which now, nearly 20 years later, provides $50 million a year for children, youth, and family programs. This groundbreaking fund spawned similar policies throughout the country. Later, I was instrumental in the creation and passage of Proposition H, which voters approved to allocate city money to specific needs for our schools. My advocacy has brought millions upon millions of dollars for programs for children, youth, and families year after year, which now totals over $1 billion.
Her work at Coleman Advocates to institutionalize the advocacy movement for children and families here in San Francisco has brought incredible resources for children and families that would otherwise not have happened.
There are childcare and after-school programs in every neighborhood that have resulted from my work. I led successful campaigns to get beacon centers in our schools and wellness centers in every high school, and many programs for vulnerable children and youth.
Before Margaret Brodkin, children's issues and children's funding were an afterthought. After Margaret Brodkin, the landscape was transformed and this became a child-friendly city where children's causes are a priority.
My achievements have included Youth Vote, now held annually in the schools, the city's Youth Commission, and the Parent Advisory Council to the Board of Education. My work led to the creation of the city's Department of Children, Youth, and their Families, as well as many task forces, councils, and commissions that have developed new programs and policies benefiting children.
I have known Margaret for over 25 years. And her passion, her level of integrity, and her fairness in working with families and children of all color, of all incomes, and of all backgrounds has impressed me throughout the years that I've known her.
I understand how to build an idea into a successful and effective program. I understand budgets, administration, how to make things work, and I managed a $100 million budget as a city department head. I know how to bring in the community, how to listen, and how to negotiate until practical solutions are found. I know the right issues to raise and the right questions to ask, and I have the courage to ask them.
Margaret Brodkin is not frightened to say the things that a lot of people are frightened to say. She says what really needs to be said, and she understands policy, she understands our schools, and she understands what needs to happen for all children in San Francisco to get an excellent public schools education.
Schools are the most important public institutions in our children's lives. Tragically, public education is in jeopardy. We need to reestablish our national, state, and local priorities.
It's a critical time when we need our best minds and our best advocates.
I will work to ensure that public schools get the resources that they need, vigorously defending our funding streams and seeking out more, because California's public schools are almost criminally underfunded. I will be steadfast about promoting the next school bond to continue to bring our facilities into the 21st century, including a central kitchen so our children's food can be prepared locally. I want schools to be the centers of community, places where children and families are welcome and have opportunities to grow, learn, and get needs met all day, every day. We can make this happen. It's already happening here and there all over the city. Schools must have the policies, flexibility, and tools to create a strong community among their staff. That means continuing to invest in principal skills as leaders and listeners, and bringing in teachers as partners in creating and directing the school's vision. Partnerships are key to improving our schools. That means partnerships with parents. It means new kinds of partnerships with city departments and community organizations to meet the needs of young people and families.
She binds communities together. She has an incredible wealth of contacts and knowledge and history, and I can't think of a person who would do a better job on the Board of Education than Margaret Brodkin.
I intend to be a committed spokesperson for closing the achievement gap that has so devastated the opportunities and hope for so many of our African American, Latino, and Pacific Islander children. We need to focus like a laser on our lowest performing schools, for the children in those schools, and for the sake of all our children and the future of our city.
We see so many kids that really need a good public school education, and it's the only kind of education that they will ever be able to get. So it really is on us in San Francisco to make sure that all of our schools are good schools, and if that can happen, we're in great shape, and Margaret is the only person that I know that can make that happen.
I believe that we are engaged in democracy's most important undertaking, public education. In San Francisco, we have an exciting opportunity to work together to create the schools of the 21st century and be a model of equity and opportunity for the entire country.
San Francisco as a community would be best served by having a person of Margaret's talents on the school board to engage and involve neighborhoods, communities, parents, children, students, so that everyone feels that they have both a voice and a stake in the success of our schools.
She is a great hope for our school board and our students.
If you vote for her, you're voting for someone that will work tirelessly on the Board of Education.
I strongly urge you to please vote for her on Election Day. Margaret is the leader that we need in the Board of Education to represent the interest of all children and all families in San Francisco.